Welcome YouTube to Pawn Man. My name's Evan Kale, and I own a gold and silver business. If you guys have never seen the show before, this is a reality show about my job. It's an educational program. It's an entertaining program. I have no idea what's gonna walk through my door today. It could be anything from an ancient Roman coin to a Rolex watch. But I'll tell you guys this much. If the price is right, I'm gonna try and buy it. So strap in and prepare yourselves, because this is Pawn Man.
We got a gold, easy to say, a bar mitzvah ring?
Bar Mitzvah ring.
Gold bar mitzvah ring coming in here, so we're gonna check it out.
From June 14th, 1975.
Long time. 9.6 grams. Let me grab my calculator. Okay, on the ring I got 250. Is that all? Melts at 3.
What do you mean?
The gold value in it, it's 300 bucks. Because a vintage ring, well the problem is it's personalized. Unless I find somebody whose initials are DM, I'm gonna have a hard time. Though I do get people sometimes that buy class rings and maybe they don't want to be interested in it. I can do 290.
Go.
Okay.
Is that what the gold is worth?
Truly, yeah.
Okay, fine. No, listen. Just don't rip me off, and you and I are even.
No, I don't have to see my Google reviews. I'm straight. I just tell people what stuff is worth.
Great. So let's just.
If they ask, if they don't ask, then you know.
Okay.
But you're asking, so.
Yeah, you're saying, hey, listen. Be fair. I got a lot of other stuff too laying around. So okay, I got a bunch of miscellaneous silver.
Cool. So all the sterling, I'll just do it.
Just do it once. I don't know how you're gonna weigh this because it's a baby rattle.
What we're doing simply for this is just looking to see if it says sterling. You can see it says sterling right now.
How can you tell?
I can just see it. It says either sterling or 925.
Oh, cool. I think this is platinum, but whatever.
We'll find out.
And then I do have.
So this could be platinum here. And
I'm almost sure it is.
What we do
Oh,
is
this
just
is
like a
good.
gold test.
Yeah, just whatever you want to do.
And just like with gold, the mark holds. Oh wait, no, the mark disappeared. Okay, so it's not platinum.
It could be white gold.
We'll find out. Well, that's better for you. Looks like it's white gold.
Cool.
It's more expensive.
Good.
You got 50 bucks there.
You ever seen those?
It's an old shaver.
It's a silver.
Silver plated.
Silver. Oh, silver plate.
This wouldn't be expensive. This would be $5. Silver plate, I buy at $1 a pound. Just look. Oh, just kidding. This is sterling. Reed Barton sterling handle. So this part here is not sterling. This part down here is sterling. 47.8 grams. Call it an ounce of silver. I give you 22. Blah, 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 call it 30 bucks.
What do you think of this?
What is it?
It's a lighter.
Oh. How do you
Open it up?
Oh, I see. Oh, how fancy. Ooh, boy, that smells like silver. It's like radiating the smell of silver.
I don't know what I mean.
It's from the 50s?
It's got to be. That's my guess.
Weighs 64.1 grams. That's a little over 2 troy ounces. How much do you want on it? Here's one from Italy with the box. Looks a little bit smaller. It's 150. I'd go 100 bucks on it.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that one. You know, saying I don't need the money, as I said, and so therefore I might as well just hold off on it.
Let's see what we got here from silver. Okay, so we have 422.2 grams of sterling. Be 230 bucks.
Done. I'll take it.
You got 130 right there. We made a deal at 710. I burned the fucking shit out of my finger with acid. I think it actually really hurts. And it's gonna stain my fingernail yellow for a while. Let's go over what we did. So I bought, this is all sterling silver stuff, but it's like nice stuff that I'm probably not gonna melt down, or at least not most of it. Some nice antiques here. A couple spoons, couple charms, couple bracelets, pieces of jewelry. And then some gold scrap. All this stuff I am melting down. This ring is the bulk of the money, or I mean it's the bulk of the price tag for what we bought. So, and I don't know, I probably won't melt this down. We'll see. It's kind of hard to sell a bar mitzvah ring from 1975. Like, who's gonna buy it? And some more gold scrap. So I'll probably make about 400 bucks off this deal. I also got one silver quarter. I'll make like 30 cents on this. And he did not sell me the shaver or the Gucci lighter. I hope he comes back. I do want to buy those pieces. The Gucci lighter, I might be able to get like 300 bucks on, and the shaver, I might be able to get 150 to 200 on. Yeah, so if I can buy those, that'll be great. But for now, good start. Great profit here. And a super nice guy too. Holy shit, I love talking to that guy. He showed me, when the camera was off, he showed me his autograph collection. Kind of want to buy that too. Got a lot of stuff coming in from the mail. Let's take a look. Actually forgot I bought / trade all this. As you guys know, I'm building a collection of 9/11 recovery coins. Thank you, Ari, for sending me all these. We did a little trade and I bought some of them outright. Open some of these up. Oh, this is cool. Mark my words, this collection that I'm building is gonna be worth a fortune in 10 years. So as you all know, these are 9/11 recovery coins, and apparently Ari has like a massive, massive collection. So I'm gonna, that's the analogy I'm gonna use. Be barking up that tree for a while, combing that honey pot for a while, smacking that monkey for a while. You get what I mean. I'm gonna be soliciting Ari for more of these. Totally normal way to say it. Totally normal. You wanna know something? Mr. Mertz in 8th grade, that cocksucker gave me a C+ in creative writing. He said I was not very creative. I remember these things. That's why I bought an assault rifle. So when you are getting these 9/11 recovery coins, and I know I talk about them all the time, but these coins really excite me. These are, I don't want to say they're my favorite coins because favorite is the wrong word, but I'm obviously putting a lot of time and money into building this collection. So when you are getting these, the most common, the bread and butter of what you're gonna see is a gem uncirculated, ungraded silver eagle from the United States. More rare are gold pieces. Particularly gold pieces from places like Australia, South Africa. This made me very excited. I've never seen one of these on the market. It's a silver coin from, what is it, from Mexico? Yeah, it's from Mexico. It's a 10 peso. But I can't imagine there's very many of these out there. And then this one you'll notice. So what's the difference between this and this? Why is this one, if I were to sell it, like 400, and this one would be half that? Look at the slabs. Look at the difference. You'll notice this has a grade, and this one doesn't. This is 1 of 1,000 that have a grade like that. This is a very, very rare coin. Now, if I were to sell this, like I said, I'd probably get between 400 and 500, but I suspect in a couple years, it could be upwards of 4,000 or 5,000. Maybe more than a couple years for it to go tenfold, but eventually, these are rare enough where I really do believe that these are gonna be worth a lot of money down the road. So thank you, Ari, for this. I'm very excited to be expanding my collection. And I'm not displaying these in my store at all. I have 2 coins right now that are in my showcase, but they're not for sale. And I have had, one guy's asked about them. Local guy's been coming in buying Morgans from me, and he wants like a couple of the Morgans that I have that are not for sale. And he's kind of like, well, why do you have them in the case then? That's mean. It's like, well, you're not wrong. I don't know, something to fill my case. So these are not going in my case because I don't want to tempt people. I don't want to piss them off. But like a South African gold Kruger like this, if I broke this out of its slab and didn't tell anyone where it was from, I could get maybe 220 bucks on it. In the slab like this, I might get upwards of 500 right now today with the prices where they are. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Jamaica recovery coins. I have another 20 in my safe. I bought, I think it was Beach City Coins sold me 20 for 40 each, so $800. And I've been putting those in mystery boxes. Now these Jamaica ones are a dime a dozen. I was buying these for a minute. It's good to have a couple in my collection, but there are so many of them. And what's so peculiar is these are not expensive coins on their own, these Jamaica half pennies. So why somebody had inexpensive coins in a safe in the World Trade Center seems a little weird to me, but well, 9/11 I guess was a weird day. That's one way to put it. But these are my silver eagles. I only have 3. I've sold a couple of them. I do have one in my showcase. It's a 2001 because I have 2 of them. I'm asking $250 on them. So I have a 93, an 87, an 01, and now joining it, a 2000. Oh shit, this graded one is an 01. I didn't even see that. You want 01s because it was the year of the attack. It's an important year. Look at that. Coming along. And again, thank you, Charlie Mack, for the 20-year challenge coin. I'm going to keep it as part of this collection. All right. Got some jewelry coming in here. Ooh, boy, I hope you didn't pay that. This stuff does not have a lot of weight to it. I'd be a buyer, which you have here, this pile at 120.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming by. Thank you. Now, I could tell when she walked in here that was not going to be a deal. that I was gonna do. I bet she wanted like $1,000 for that stuff, and like, yeah, it was like really lightweight stuff. And honestly, like I filed into that rose gold piece because I really wasn't sure if that was good or not. It did turn out to be good, but I guarantee you she thinks I'm trying to rip her off, and now she's gonna go to 3 other stores and they're gonna offer her what I offered her or less. So, you know, you guys watch this show here, be glad you do. I'm here to educate you guys and warn you guys. Jewelry's a scam. Holy shit, don't buy it new. Just price gouging. All right, back to time suck. Show you guys these Navarro rings came through. Dreams come true. I can't believe it. I have my own bullion. This is a 2.5 ounce bar, a 1 ounce bar, and a mini pour here. I'm gonna get some more designs. I had a Star of David one too, I already sold it. But this is gonna be a new thing going forward. I'm also gonna stock the skulls still, but I've been wanting my own bullion for a very long time, and Navarro rings made it happen. By the time you guys see this, I'm gonna have these in stock. The mini pours are $2.50 a gram, the 1 ounce bars are $45, and the 2.5er I'm doing at $110. And if you're like, Pawn Man, that's expensive. Yes, I have to pay above spot just to get them, but I really want them, so I don't care. All right, I just got the mail, and if this is what I think it is, we are in for quite a treat here, gang. By in for quite a treat, I mean this is some morbid shit here, but let's be honest. There's a reason you come to this channel. You're looking for one thing in specific. Get it open. Maybe if I just throw it at the ground over and over again, because that worked out well last time. We'll expedite the process. I wish these things weren't illegal. I would love to have another one of these. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? Nazi shit? Yeah, it's Nazi shit. This, you guys, this is the rarest Nazi artifact I've had so far. This is a North Afrika Korps, or just Afrika Korps, Korps spelled with a K, ring. A Nazi ring from the North African Division. The ill-fated one that didn't do so good. If you guys have ever seen the movie Valkyrie, Tom Cruise is serving in North Africa when he gets his eye blown out. His character does. But here, let's take an up close gander. So it's made from sterling silver, got a swastika up here up top, and then we see a camel on one side, on both sides actually. Now these rings come in a few different tiers, and if this part and this part, or either of them were washed in gold, then this would be like $1,000 item. Unfortunately, this is not the gold one, but this is one of the more rare ones. This is probably a $500 item, and I'm paying $200 for it. The person selling this to me also had a death head ring, and I was trying to get both of them. They didn't want to sell me the death head ring. It was just too rare. But this is an incredibly rare piece of history in my hands here. And I'm like, yeah, I should be excited to get Nazi shit, but like I actually was excited to get this ring because I guarantee you the video on this is gonna get 100,000 hits. Like, holy shit, this is a cool item. Okay, cool is the wrong word. I'm the Jew who peddles Nazi shit. I've kind of embraced that at this point. But yeah, this, you guys, this is seriously one of the rarest items probably that I've come across. It took me about an hour to do the research to figure out what exactly this was and that there's different tiers. Now, it's not in, I will say, it's not in amazing condition. The ring part down here is bent. It's like, it's a bit warped. I'm not gonna put it on. Don't worry, I'm not that dumb. Yeah, overall in pretty good shape. It's not stamped sterling anywhere. I know it's sterling silver. Even smells silver. Silver's got a smell to it. It's a very particular smell. So going down, yeah, D-A-K, Deutschland Afrika Korps is, well, I'm assuming that's what the D stands for. Yeah, that stands for D's nuts. I'm holding a Nazi relic making jokes. Very, very, very appropriate. And then on this side here, getting back into seriousness, it's stamped 1941. Well, you learn something new all the time here on Pawn Man. Now I'm gonna see if I get 500 bucks on it. Damn, all right, well, I sold that Nazi ring. I got $600 for it. So after shipping and tax, I made a little over $350 on it. And boy, it every time I have something like this, some kind of paraphernalia that is taboo, the video, it just explodes. The video got over 100,000 hits. I picked up thousands of followers. The only thing that's annoying about it is when I get stuff like that, hours, days after I sell it, because it's been a day since I recorded that, I'm getting messages. People, you got the ring? You still have the ring? Do you have the ring? And it's like, you know, I'll put a comment that it's sold. I'll put on my Instagram that it's sold. I'll take it off my Discord. And then people still see the video and they want to know if I have it. So just the amount of inquiries I get when I've already sold it is kind of a headache. But, you know, for doing that well on one item, it's pretty good. So I'm happy about that, that's for sure. And while we're going through the mail, Charlie Mac. Charlie sent me I don't know what's in here. Holy shit. To the Great Pawn Man. Hope you could help promote my YouTube channel a bit with your shout out or two on your social media pages. A profit is a project. Hope these Magic the Gathering cards bring a little something from Charlie Mac, Brooklyn. Well, all right, so we're gonna give Charlie his money's worth. If you guys are not following Charlie, please go check him out. I did an interview with him a couple months ago. You can watch that video. His videos are akin to mine. Gold, silver content, precious metal stacking, coins, currency, etc. Go check him out. He seems like a really, really, really nice guy. One of the nicest people I've talked to on social media. Admittedly, I haven't met him yet. Tommy Haynes is the only person from this community who I've actually met. And I met him way before I was even getting into any of this. I met him before the pandemic, so that was a couple years ago. But yeah, Charlie Mac, really, really, really good guy. And this was kind of expensive. Like, kind of want to give him some money for this. Really shit he sent me. Now, I don't do hardly anything with Magic the Gathering cards. Well, I guess I'll make a TikTok about it and I'll shout the hell out of him because he's a very, very, very nice guy. I used to play Magic the Gathering. I sold all my cards about a year ago. I only got about 500 bucks for all of them. Charlie Mac! We've talked a lot about how condition is everything with coins, and although a coin might be graded in the slab, that doesn't guarantee its price forever. You've got to keep these coins in good shape. You've got to take care of them. You can't improperly store them. So let me show you guys something. I bought these yesterday. I got 7 of them. They are MS70 2012 Chinese pandas. Now MS70 means it's a perfect coin. However, these slabs are not airtight. People think that they are, and they are not. They sonically seal these coins, but that does not mean that they're protected forever. You've got to keep these stored someplace dry. So these coins here, these have what are known as milk spots on them. If you look very closely, you can see they're kind of spotty. Somebody was improperly storing these, and somehow moisture got in there and formed these like kind of weird spots on these coins, which just shreds the value. This goes from being an $80 or $90 coin to being, I'm asking 49 shipped on these. I paid 36 on them. So just because you see a coin has a grade that's in the slab, look at the coin itself. That doesn't mean that that price, that grade is gonna stay forever. I bet if you sent this coin back in, it would no longer grade a 69. You cracked out the slab and just sent it in blind, I bet it would not come back a 70 anymore. I once had a woman at the old shop bring in a huge collection of PCGS MS65, MS66 Morgan silver dollars. All the coins were rotting in the slab. She had put them in a safe in a basement that got flooded, and her coins were, you know, they went from being $200, $300, $400, $500 a coin to 20 to 30, and like the lady thought we were scamming her, and it's like, no lady, just look at the coin. You can plainly see that they're all damaged. So be careful when you have coins, how you store them. I'm so excited. I got a package. It's my birthday gift that I bought for myself. I've wanted to buy this for myself for a very long time. This has been on my eBay watch list for like, honestly, years. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Unless it doesn't, well, you'll see. I'm so excited. I'm so pissed if this doesn't fit. We're gonna have to do a little wardrobe change here. Heaven! This is a family place, man. Put your goddamn pants back on. Have you no decency? Change off camera. One moment. Glory to Space Noids. Glory to all the brave soldiers who died fighting in the Solomon Sea. And glory to Zeon. SIEG ZEON! I'm Anna Volgato. It is a complete Gundam 0083 Anna Volgato uniform. Anime cosplay, because I'm a giant nerd. I'm 32. This is what I spend my money on, my adult money, my hard-earned money. We'll get into this later in the episode, but I have wanted this for years, and I am so happy right now. And I look like such a fucking dork, slash could very easily be misconstrued as a Nazi right now. And I'm in a they call this place, the city I'm in is St. Louis Park, and they call it St. Jewish Park for a reason. So I don't know how popular I'd be right now walking around like this. But SIEG ZEON! Oh, I feel so cool. I feel so cool. Fuck what anyone thinks. This is what I spend my adult money on. Costumes. Oh man, this is so cool. I feel so badass. I love this.
Well, the good news is, guess who's coming in? Fuck yeah. You can have a seat right there. All right, so what do we got today?
I'm not looking for a whole lot of money. They're trying to pay for my leg operations like I told you last time.
Gotta pay for that leg.
God bless you.
We got
Evan, right?
Yep. We got the same thing you brought last. The
Some
Halloween guy.
of it's the same. Yeah, you get goodbye.
We got this guy.
Yeah, but I'm not looking for a whole lot of money. Just trying to make things work.
Yep. Okay, we got this dealio. Some looks like some Christmas ornaments here. Oops,
Yeah.
let's not break them.
Okay, it's okay. Don't worry. Can you deal with that?
Car. You put a $15 sticker on it.
No,
Was there
that
last
was on
time?
it before. No, another 15 on that car. No.
And okay, $15 sticker on that, and some more tiny little Christmas ornaments. A loose. I don't know what this is.
Do the best you can, Evan. I trust you. I want to bring you more stuff. I want to bring you more and more stuff.
Yep.
You're a good buyer.
See, the problem is though with this stuff is my business is in the mail, and I gotta ship it. And if this stuff breaks, then I gotta refund them, and I'm out the money.
Oh.
And I don't buy glass china. I tell everyone no glass stuff. I'll still buy it if you want. This is kind of outside my area.
Do the best you can, boss man. Do the best you can.
$20.
You go 25?
$20.
It's fine.
$20. All right.
Promise me I can bring some more stuff in next week.
All right. So
I need a receipt for my taxes.
$20.
Thank you, bless you.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Evan.
Evan, that's right.
20 is the best you can do.
20 is the best I can do.
Sir, what can I bring you?
You can. I'm happy to take a look at anything. It's just I can't pay a whole lot for this kind of stuff because number one, it doesn't move fast. Number two,
Sure.
like I said, this stuff might break in the mail. I'm taking a bit of a chance here.
Hey, thank
My sincere pleasure. Let me get the door for you.
Hey, man, I'm sorry.
That was the con artist. God damn this. Okay, mystery box. So some of this shit is the same shit that he brought me last time that we couldn't do a deal on. I did offer him more last time than I did this time. I offered him 25 last time. But he put these stickers on here. It's clearly his handwriting. It says 15, and he thought he was being smart, and it's like, oh no, I see right through that. No. So my thought is maybe whoever else he brings this shit to got tired of his shit and was like, no, we're not gonna do a deal. So that's why he did it with me. Yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of him in this show. Just you watch, guarantee it. I bet money on it. As far as this shit that I bought from him, I bet I could make 30, 40 bucks on this, maybe. It's not gonna sell quickly. And again, I have to pay Juliet to list it. She costs me hourly about my profits it's gonna take me to list all this stuff, but Christ, now that I say it out loud, why didn't I even do the deal? Content. It makes for good content. But again, that guy is so full of shit. He walked out of here a lot quicker than he walked in. He drops his guard with his act a few times, and I catch him here and there, like I catch him slipping up, so. Yay con artists, and yay great content.
I gotta share this too. Thank you, Charlie Mack. You're so funny.
Most of these fucking people, they drive me fucking crazy, okay? They come in with shit, they think it's worth 3 times more than it is because it's got sentimental value. Like, ooh, that belonged to my grandmother. Well, you know what? Fuck you and fuck grandma. Dig her up and fuck her too.
Yes, my sentiments exactly. Fuck grandma.
Alright guys, for this informative segment, we're going to be talking all about the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise, something that is massively impactful on my life. It's one of my favorite cultural things to ever come out of Japan. I'm such a huge anime fan. I'm such a huge Gundam fan. I'm dressed up right now as one of the bad guys from Gundam 0083. So Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam, is this incredible little engine that could story, this franchise that started out as a failure and went on to become a multi-billion-dollar success. A huge export coming out of Japan all over the world. It got big in America in the 90s. That's how I got into it. But what it is, it premiered in 1979. It's a Japanese cartoon. It's an epic human drama, kind of like Star Wars. It's a story of space and technology and futurism and war and how war is hell. It's a 43 episode series. Like I said, it aired in Japan in April of 1979. And when it first came out, like nobody watched it. The story as it goes, it is Universal Century 0079. We are no longer on the calendar that we are on now. It's a new calendar, a calendar that has started when human beings construct massive space colonies in outer space and start to migrate up into space because the Earth is getting too overpopulated. 79 years into this timeline, the colonies furthest from the Earth declare themselves the Principality of Zeon and launch a war of independence. Now, they are not as populous as the Earth, which is governed by the Earth Federation and rules the colonies with an iron fist, very similar to Great Britain and America. But kind of like that, and Zeon, like I said, they break off, they start their own thing, and they have technologically superior military weapons than the Earth does. They have these giant fighting robots known as mobile suits. Now, because in the future there is a new kind of radiation that is discovered and projected on the battlefield known as Minovsky particles, radar, all kinds of long-range sensors, they don't work. So combat you have to have close quarters combat. It's hand-to-hand combat with these giant fighting robots and these giant starships. In the first week of this, it is known as the 1 year war because it lasts for exactly a year from 0079 to 0080. Humanity loses half its population. Half the humans die in the first week of the war because they're both using nuclear weapons. So they sign the Antarctic Treaty, they stop using nuclear weapons, but still the death toll rises. And as a result, you get both sides getting desperate to find soldiers to put in the field of battle. So Zeon, the Principality of Zeon, they're the first ones with mobile suits, and they are kicking the Federation's ass for the first 9 months of the war. But then 9 months in, the Federation rolls out its own mobile suits and its own super special starship to deploy these mobile suits. The starship is known as White Base, and the mobile suits are known as the Gundam, which is the strongest, and then there's the Gun Tank and Gun Cannon. And Mobile Suit Gundam is about the Gundam. It is about the Federation mobile suit and the young, unsuspecting pilot who kind of accidentally finds himself into the cockpit and basically single-handedly carves his way through this entire war, through these like 3 months of just incredible combat, and he single-handedly reverses the tides of the war with the Gundam. The person who pilots the Gundam is the son of the guy who invents it. He kind of unsuspectingly finds it when his colony is being attacked by the Zeon in like all this chaos. He just like jumps into the mobile suit. He's a computer genius, figures out how to work it, defeats a couple Zeon suits, finds his way onto the White Base, they leave the colony, they eventually go to Earth, and like, this kid eventually becomes the unlikely pilot of the Gundam, the permanent one. And like I said, he single-handedly reverses the tides of the war and wins the war for the Federation, or certainly has enough of an impact. What's so interesting though about Mobile Suit Gundam, because as I'm describing it to you, you're probably just like, well, this just sounds like another sci-fi story. It is so much more than that. It explores the horrors of war, the cost that we pay fighting a war, the human toll of it, the human element of the people fighting the war itself and how it's impacting them. It also goes on to explore what are known as new types, the next step in human evolution and being psychic, because it turns out the Gundam has some abilities to tap into people's evolutionary growth, people that are on the chart to be psychic, and it kind of rings out their psychic powers. Like Amuro, the character, becomes extremely powerful, like as far as his psychic abilities goes, to the point where it's like he meets some other soldiers that are also psychic, and they're all just like, you're a monster, you are way stronger than us, you're like too strong for any human. You also have elements of what are known as bomb culture playing out in Mobile Suit Gundam. Bomb culture comes after World War II. It is the reaction, the cultural reaction to the nuclear attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And you see it played out again and again in Japanese culture in different forms. Whether it be the appearance of a mushroom cloud, think of the opening scene of the movie Akira, if you guys have ever seen that. Godzilla is probably the best example of this big nuclear monster coming from the sea to destroy Japanese society. So you see elements of bomb culture taking place in Mobile Suit Gundam. It is a very complex story that is so much more than just the sci-fi that I'm kind of loosely describing with giant fighting robots. Mobile Suit Gundam was produced by Nippon Sunrise in Japan in 1979 and aired in April of 79. The creator is Yoshiyuki Tomino, and Tomino was massively inspired by Starship Troopers. He had worked on other giant fighting robots, like this was becoming a thing with anime and just kind of with Japanese culture, these giant fighting robots. But it was a monster of the week formula. There was nothing deep or intricate about the plot, and he didn't like that. He wanted to tell a more human story, a more realistic story, with giant fighting robots. So he created this whole Gundam universe with the story of the 1 year war, with the original working title, Space Battle Group Gunboy. Gunboy, legend has it, became Gundam. Gun, soldier gun. Dam, the idea was a soldier, a competent soldier, a die-hard, really good soldier with one gun has the strength to beat back an entire army like a dam against water. Gundam. So Tomino has experience with other projects. He's worked on this kind of thing before, and he knows the key to success lies in the toys. So he has a deal with Clover Toys, but unfortunately Clover Toys sees his designs for the original Gundam and the original mobile suits, and they don't like them. They don't like how the colors are matte gray and like army colors, and they're boring. They want bright, flashy colors for their toys, so they have some design changes, and Tomino's forced to go with their design changes, and he doesn't like that because it makes it unrealistic. This is all about realism, and there's no way they're going to be deploying military units out into a war with bright, shiny colors. That doesn't make any sense. So he, off the bat, already didn't like that, but alas, he bent and folded and did what they wanted, and Mobile Suit Gundam, like I said, was a flop. Nobody watched it. It was a bit schizophrenic with the audience it was trying to go after, because with these toys, these colorful, fun toys, it's going after little kids. But this is a complex story. It's almost not meant for kids at all. In fact, I go so far as to say it's not meant for kids. So the show premieres to low ratings and poor toy sales. And just as this whole thing is perceived to be a massive flop, like I said, they shortened the episode length from 52 to 43 because they ran out of money, and the show got canceled pretty much. They're getting ready to do a clearance blowout on all the Gundam merchandise. I mean, this whole thing is ready to become yesterday's news, this entire franchise, until Bandai steps in. Bandai acquires the rights after the show finishes, and Bandai has had success not just in the toy market, but in the model construction market, building toy models. They see these mobile suits and they think, oh, this is a cash cow. So they step in, they get the rights to it, and they start releasing model kits for the mobile suits. And guess what? These model kits, these are something that the people who watch Mobile Suit Gundam are gonna buy, because these are not for little kids. These model kits, I was a big fan of them. They range in complexity, and they can get pretty fucking complex, to the point where they have these things that are known as perfect grades. I've never built one. I have one in the box. We'll talk about this when I'm done talking about Gundam. But it's like they would take, 100 hours easily to build. Like, we're talking a major, major project here building these. I mean, you have to, sometimes in these perfect grades, you have to solder circuitry. But alas, most of them were not the perfect grades, most of them were the cheaper ones. In any event, the models instantly become a huge hit because the teenagers who were watching Gundam, they want the models. So they go out, they start buying them, and suddenly the Gundam merchandise is moving, and it starts moving quick. And now suddenly, this 43 episode series that was a dud, well, now people want more. So in 1981, Tomino cuts down Mobile Suit Gundam, the 43 episodes, into 3 movies. Mobile Suit Gundam in 1981, later in 1981, Mobile Suit Gundam, Soldiers of Sorrow, and then the year later in 1982, Mobile Suit Gundam Encounters in Space. That one's the best one. For the premiere of the movies, 15,000 people show up. And again, 2 years before, nobody was watching this. Now, just because of the model kits, 15,000 people show up for the premiere. The police thought it was going to be a riot. This is known as the day that anime changed forever. The Mobile Suit Gundam films go on to gross 5.5 billion yen at the box office. Bandai sales explode. They can't keep the model kits on the shelves, and people want more Gundam. More and more and more. So now you have this turning into a franchise. You get all these sequels, you get all these spin-offs. I mean, here, just take a look at this. This is the original timeline, and then everything else on the side is a spin-off. This is what it looks like as of a couple years ago. There's even more of it now. Manga, video games, board games, model kits, clothes, cosplay. I mean, I bought this aftermarket, but still. All kinds of merchandise. And the popularity grows and grows and grows. What I'm wearing right here is from an original video animation from, I think it's from 1989, Mobile Suit Gundam 0083. It is a 12-episode compilation that is a sequel, or kind of a sequel to Mobile Suit Gundam. It takes place in 0083, so a few years after the One-Year War. The Zeon remnants, the soldiers who survive Zeon and don't want to let the war go, they have this whole insidious plot that they carry out over the course of 2 months. And I am dressed up as the guy spearheading, it's known as Operation Stardust. I'm Anno Volgato in this. This is his this uniform. But this, like, 0083 is just one of many, and it would just continue growing and getting more complex and generating more and more revenue. In 1995, we get Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. It's its own spin-off in its own universe. It wasn't terribly popular in Japan. It was massively popular when it premiered on Toonami in America in 1999, I think. This is how I got into Gundam, was through Gundam Wing, which is basically, it's 5 Gundam pilots and they're waging a war against both the Earth and the space. It's kind of complex, but they're like a beautiful boy band of death. And it's its own special thing, Gundam Wing. But for the first time, you have American audiences that are grasping onto Gundam, and you have a professional, high-budget marketing campaign behind it. It premiered on the Toonami block on Cartoon Network. It was on, like, you know, I'd come home and it would be on after school. This is Gundam for the masses, and like I said, hugely popular, introduces Gundam to American audiences. And this continues. Cartoon Network continues to release more Gundam-related series on its network. In 2001, they premiered Mobile Suit Gundam on Cartoon Network, but unfortunately, after 9/11, they canceled it because it was just that kind of whole war thing was too much for kids. They had to pull the plug on it, and not that many people were watching it, mainly because the animation at that point was pretty dated, and it was just hard to get Americans to watch animation that was 22 years old at that point, 21 years old. But they had better success. They premiered 0083 on Adult Swim, and Gundam, you'll still find it on Adult Swim, and you'll still find it like on American television now as a result of this. So Bandai shut down in 2012. In 2015, Sunrise bought the rights to Gundam, and Gundam has continued to explode. There was a Gundam Ride in Japan from 2000 to 2007. There's a life-size live-action Gundam in Japan right now, and it can walk out and kneel down and do some like really basic things and go back. Gundam has become a huge part of Japanese culture. It is something that Japanese people pride themselves that they gave this to the world, and I'm glad they did. Right now, rumor is Netflix is working on a live-action Gundam, some kind of a Gundam project. Part of why I got into screenplay writing, and part of why I was so gung-ho on the screenplay thing, was I wanted to be the one to adapt a Gundam. Any kind of a Gundam series. I would do probably either 0083 or 0080. If I could pick any Gundam series and turn it into a screenplay, it would be massively, massively expensive to make. The stories are definitely out there for some incredible live-action adaptations. I think we're going to see them coming in the next decade or so. It admittedly would be kind of hard to do Mobile Suit Gundam because you couldn't fit it into one movie and it'd be super expensive. You could do it the way that Tomino did it, breaking up the series into 3 different movies, but each movie would need a $200+ million budget, and if the first one failed, then you'd never see the second or third one, and it would just be a disappointing franchise that never was. Like The Golden Compass, although that was a terrible movie anyway. So where this relates to Pawn Man, though, is the collector market for Gundam stuff is huge. If you have some vintage Gundam stuff, I mean, look at some of these prices for just the models, the toys. New in the box, unopened. I haven't seen any of it come in here, but I'm sure it's bound to one day, and I'm for sure gonna try and buy it if I can. In fact, Seiko has a watch. They did a 40th anniversary watch. They did a couple of them, and like those go for like upwards of $15,000. Mobile Suit Gundam has become a massively successful franchise, and as far as the collectability goes on the models, they're going up and they're going to continue to rise. You know, we've talked about this a lot. We have seen collectibles rise in COVID. Perfect example, case in point. This kind of stuff is what's going to go up, and it's what's going to continue to go up in the future. I've talked about this before. Millennials are looking for alternative things to put their money in. They don't like stocks. They don't like real estate. They don't like bonds. They don't like savings accounts. They like collectibles. They like stuff like this. And this is the kind of stuff, if you know what you're doing, you know, you could buy something for $1,000. It might be worth 10 in just a couple years. It's all about the scarcity, knowing the markets, and knowing when stuff is bound to pop, when stuff is bound to boom. If they do move forward, if Netflix moves forward with a Gundam project, it could be a whole new era for Gundam, and all of the Mobile Suit Gundam toys from the vintage days, those could just explode in value. So that, dear viewers, is the story of Mobile Suit Gundam, the collectability, and just the fact that this is a monologue more for me than for you guys, because I just wanted to cover Mobile Suit Gundam to some degree here on the show, because I just love it so much. I now have on my, you can't see now because I have the flag, on my leaderboard, I have this is my favorite mobile suit. It's from Gundam 0080. It's a Camphor. I don't want to get too much into this, but the Zeon lost the war. The Zeon are very similar to the Nazis in a lot of respects, and they lost the war. for a lot of the same reasons that the Nazis lost the war, in that they were putting all their money into weird weapons that didn't work, or were just like fucking way too expensive, and they had so many of these silly mobile suits, and so many of them were so cool, but all they had were prototypes, and they just put a fucking ton of money into developing a prototype that wouldn't work. So this camp fur, the only time you'll ever see this camp fur in all of Mobile Suit Gundam and all the different series is in Gundam 0080. It's a 6-episode original video animation, and you only see it for like 1 episode. It's very, and they don't even explain what it is. It's just very mysterious. But it's part of the reason why I like the Zeon the most and why I have a Zeon flag. Like if I were to ever get a tattoo, I would get the Zeon tattoo on me. You'll never see me get a tattoo, but if I did, I would get the Zeon insignia on my chest. I just love the Zeon. I love their characters. They're immensely complex. I particularly like Char Aznable, the villain of Mobile Suit Gundam. I think what's interesting about Mobile Suit Gundam is Amuro, the character who pilots the Gundam, is probably the most unlikable protagonist in like anything. Like you root for the bad guy, Char, because he's just a much more likable character. And at the end of it, spoiler alert, Amuro doesn't die and Char doesn't die, and they both kind of win. And it's just like the bad guy like kind of wins, or like at least Char exacts his revenge and he doesn't die, and you're just like, yeah, like as you're watching it. So yay, SIEG ZEON. Yeah, I just love this series so much, and I can't wait to see all the cool stuff that's going to be coming out in the future. And if you guys have never seen Mobile Suit Gundam, the original 3 movies are on Netflix. They're subtitled, so they're in Japanese. And if like you can't do subtitles, do the subtitles. It's worth it. Okay, that's enough for this informative ramble. And just like that, you guys, it is the end of the day and the end of the episode. If you guys like this video, be sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification button so you know when new episodes of Pawn Man are coming out. Become a Pawn Man Patreon. Every dollar I get goes toward improving the show. Check out my books on Amazon. Follow me on social media at Evan Kale, at Pawn Man. Join my Discord if you guys want to buy stuff or join the Pawn Man community. And I will see you guys back here for another episode of Pawn Man. Later, guys. Oh. And SIEG ZEON.